Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. So today I am going to be doing this 10-year challenge that seems to be floating around the internet, or the decade challenge. I've seen it said both ways. And so what I thought I would do today is go through some of my old photos from 10 years ago and beyond, and just kind of see the progression in my makeup and see if I can do it better. So I have just dived into some old photos. I'm going through the archives and wow, my brows were a mess, Oh my god. I honestly don't recognize myself from like not having my lip done. Wow. I forgot that my top lip was literally non-existent. Like, she was just not there. My god. What? Oh my god, these are some scary ass photos, you guys. Oh my god. But I'm gonna kind of follow this concept today and see if I can achieve what I think I was trying to achieve back then. If you guys want to see how I got this look and how I have improved my skills over the last 10 years, then keep on watching. Okay, so I have literally thrown this back. 10 years ago, I was 14 years old. So I've got a bunch of photos of me from 10 years ago, and they're bad. They're so bad. So I've got photos from 10 years ago, 9 years ago, 8 years ago, just for a bit of progression on my makeup journey to where I am now. By all means, I'm not perfect now, that's for sure. I still have things to learn. Oh my god, I can't keep looking at these photos. I'm just cringing at myself so much, so let's just start the video. I remember back when I used to do my makeup, I never used to wash my face before I did my makeup. Now I am like exfoliating, cleansing. I'm doing everything I can to make sure that the canvas is as blank as possible. Back then, I remember I never used to do that. The most I would do, I think, would be like get a face washer or like a face wipe and just like do a half-assed job, and then I'd just go straight in with the foundation. There was no priming, there was nothing. So today I've learned a thing or two. I have washed my face, I've exfoliated, I've cleansed. Now it's time to prime. I'm also going to jump in and do an eye cream as well. This is the IT Cosmetics Confidence in an Eye Cream, because these days I care very much about my skin, and back then I obviously thought I was invincible and that my skin was just going to be amazing forever. Little did I know, you actually have to care for your skin in order for it to love you back. And sometimes that even doesn't work. So another thing that I certainly was not doing back then was priming my face. Like I said, I wasn't even washing my face, let alone priming it. I would just go straight in with foundation. Now I've learned a thing or two, and I don't always prime my face with a primer, but I always prep my skin with like a moisturizer or a serum or some sort of primer. So today I'm going to be using the Lit From Within primer from Mecca. Now that my skin is prepped and primed, I am going to go in with foundation. Now back then, I remember I used to wear the darkest MAC foundation ever. I used to use their, oh my god, I think I might even still have it. Oh my god, hold on. Holy shit, I still have this. Don't ask me why I've held on to this for so many years. I think it's because you get like a free lipstick if you give back MAC products. I don't know, I just still have this. I was wearing NW30. Oh my god, this is literally ancient. I remember why I used to wear this as well. I was super fake tanned. I got a spray tan for like a school thing, like a school formal or something, and they matched me with this at the time. I don't know how it works where you guys are, but MAC here, you can get your makeup done for like $90, I think it is, and then you get $90 worth of product as well. So they'll do your makeup and then you have that $90 to spend on whatever you like, and I usually just asked for the foundation that they used on me. And for some reason I still have this. This is literally disgusting. Oh my god. And it's so not my colour at all. So for my foundation today, I'm going to go in with the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation. And the reason that I want to go in with this today is because it's oil free, it's 14-hour wear, it's oil controlling, and it is matte, which is exactly what I need today because we're actually going through a heat wave here in rude. We're actually going through a heat wave here in Sydney at the moment. To apply my makeup, I'm also going to be using a sponge, which is definitely not something I ever used back in the day. I used to use my hands. Oh my god. But before I jump in and apply this, I want to throw it back to 10 years ago when I literally would just apply this with my hand. I don't want to touch makeup. Like, that's the thing I can't get my head around. How was I okay with like just shoving my hand in the makeup and slapping it on, you know? Like, that is so gross to me. I'm pretty sure I just used to rub that on in. And I probably wasn't even this like careful about it. I probably did this one and just slapped it on. Like, yuck. It was not good. Okay, I can't deal with this. I'm like, abort mission. No, no, no. The other thing that I used to do is go in with my MAC brush, which looked a little bit like this. It's just kind of like a foundation paddle sort of brush. I don't know the technical name for it. This is actually one by XO Beauty. It's the foundation brush, but that's just because I can't find my MAC brush. I know that I do still have it, so it has lasted all this time. I know I still have it and I do still use it, but not for this purpose. This is another thing I used to do. I used to think I was so cool developing my skills with brushes. And again, I'm pretty sure I got this brush because I had my makeup done at MAC. I used to get my makeup done at MAC a lot because I was a makeup lover. And I probably redeemed my $90 by getting a MAC foundation brush, but I had no idea what I was doing with it. I used to literally just go in and just... There was no other blending apart from that. It was just like painting a wall. That was it. And I'm pretty sure I used to have like stripes because that shit is not blended. It was like disgusting. So scrap that. I have learnt from my mistakes and I'm gonna go in with a beauty blender. Beauty sponges have actually helped so much in terms of blending and also the finished texture of the foundation. Because of the little tiny little pores, it definitely gives like a skin-like finish. I also think that I probably ended up with way more foundation on my actual hands and the brush than on my face. Looking back at photos, this is a full coverage foundation. Like, I don't understand how I still had so many freckles popping through, and I just don't understand how it wasn't as full coverage. Like, I was definitely doing something very wrong. Okay, another thing that I definitely did not do was my eyebrows. I don't know how, like, in this day and age, eyebrows are so important. I don't know why. I never did them. It was just like I would go straight over my eyebrow with the foundation and they'd just be lost. It was just like, that was it. Wow. Now that I actually know the importance of eyebrows, I'm actually going to do them. So I'm going to go in with my Anastasia Dipbrow Pomade, and this is in the shade Blonde. So when I first started doing my brows, it was very scary. I remember thinking that I looked crazy and that my brows were way too bushy and way too thick and way too like dark. Little did I know that that would literally change the whole shape of my face, make me look way better and more framed and more symmetrical. Like, honestly, your brows naturally probably do not grow symmetrical whatsoever, and so doing your brows and filling them in really changes your face shape so much and adds a lot of symmetry to your face as well. And it's so funny to me because these days, you know, I've been trying to get my sister into doing her brows because that's something that she never did either. My sister is 10 years older than me, so when she was my age, it was very much a trend to pluck your eyebrows, and so much so that they would literally be like these tiny little thin brows. I'm sure you guys all remember when that was a huge thing, but of course these days we know a lot better than that, so I've been trying to get her into doing her eyebrows, but when I first did them, she reacted the same way I did when I first tried to fill in mine. And you honestly think you look crazy because you're so used to seeing your brows really thin and suddenly they're so thick and bold that it's very scary. But trust me, once you start doing it, you will never go back. Another thing that I definitely did not do 10 years ago was prime my eyelids. Back then, I would just go straight in with the eyeshadow, and no wonder it always turned out terrible because A, priming your eyelids actually allows for the product to be way more pigmented and definitely is more intense, and it helps it to also stick to your eyelid and last longer. But I definitely didn't do that, and so you could still see like my skin and my freckles underneath my eyeshadow. It was just a hot mess, and it used to go absolutely everywhere, especially because I have hooded eyes, and back then I didn't really know how to go about that. And to be honest, if you told me I had hooded eyes, I'd be like, what's that? Like, I had no idea that there were different eye shapes and that different techniques worked better for different eye shapes. I had no idea at all. I certainly was not doing myself any favors when it came to eyeshadow, but now that I prime my eyes, it is literally a life changer. And it really helps to like carve underneath the bottom of your brow, make it more defined. Now that we have the eyes primed, it is time for eyeshadow. Now, eyeshadow is definitely something that I did do when I was younger. I was rocking what can only be described as like some kind of shimmery smoky eye, like a shimmery gold smoky eye. Terribly executed, not good at all. I somehow ended up with shimmer all up on the top of my brow. I don't know if that was like the look I was going for back then. I thought I looked cute as hell. Obviously I didn't. I'm gonna actually go in with some of the same products that I used to use when I was younger because funnily enough, I still have them. Okay, so these are some of the products that I used to use when I was younger, and you can literally tell how old they are. Like, they look very worn, I'm gonna say. I used to use this as like my crease color. This is a Napoleon. Whoa, okay, no. I would read to you guys what it says, but honestly, like, nah. It's not happening. This was what I used to use. It is a loose pigment from Napoleon, and it's like a very dark coppery shade. I don't even know if they still make this. This is so old, like you guys have no idea. I think I even got this off my sister. Like, I didn't buy this myself. This could have been like 90s, like, I don't know. This is another thing that I used to use as an inner corner highlight, but I used to go crazy with this and I would just put it like literally everywhere. And it used to come like right the way out. Like, I used to go in with this, like, wow. So I can actually make this out. It says this is the shade Champagne and it's by Pierre. I don't know if you guys have ever heard of Pierre, but back in the day, this was huge. This was like at all the malls that I used to go to when I was younger. They'd have like the little pop-up shops in the mall. It's definitely still a working brand today. They definitely still run as the Pierre company. I'm pretty sure I've seen it on Instagram. I'm not sure if it's as big as it used to be, especially not in Australia, I don't know. But yeah, like, this was huge. And they have these beautiful pigments. Like, honestly, their stuff is really, really good. I would back it. The only thing is it's hard to get. Like, I wouldn't even know where to get it now. Probably just buy it online. This is a little more new and probably something that you guys are familiar with. This is one of the NARS duos. This is their eyeshadow duo in Scorching Sun. When I used to do my makeup, this was like my absolute go-to. I used to use this all the time. I don't know how it is still as in good condition as it is. I would say that is a testament to the packaging because it has been through a lot. It's sticky. I don't know why it's sticky, but it's sticky, and I just haven't thrown it away. I really probably should. It says it's good for 24 months after opening. It's well beyond that, but hey, I don't know, I just can't get rid of it. Okay, so first things first, on my Sigma E35 brush, I'm going to take the first shade from that Scorching Sun palette. So I am popping this all over my lid and working it through the crease, because when I was younger, I used to just literally put it absolutely everywhere. So that is what we're doing today. To be fair, I had good taste in colour back then. This is a cool colour. I've literally just realised, apart from this one colour, the rest of my colours are shimmer. And I don't really have a crease colour, so that's going to be a problem. Okay, I'm going to cheat, and I'm just going to go in with my MAC Give Me Sun bronzer. Yeah, sorry about it. I just need something a little bit darker for the crease. See, back then I wouldn't have known that. I would have just gone in with the shimmer, not knowing that I needed a crease colour. Like I was saying before, there is one thing that I have learnt from practicing makeup, and that is just that. practicing. Practicing helps so much, and I've definitely learned that my eye shape is a hooded eye, so sometimes I just kind of have to work with that as best I can, and cut creases are definitely something that I find the most flattering on me because it helps me to actually define a crease where I normally would just have a hood or like a fold. So I usually like to cut above that, and then it creates like this faux crease, which is just way more flattering for my eye shape. So that's exactly what we're going to do today. I'm going to go back in with my NARS eyeshadow base. The other reason why I wanted to do this today is because I'm working with loose pigments, and I know that they're going to be difficult to like really pack onto the lid unless I have something as a base for them to stick to. And I'm actually going to go all the way across today because we don't really have a dark outer corner. I feel like we can go all the way across. To pack this on, I'm using the other side of the foundation brush that I showed you guys earlier from XO Beauty. This is a foundation brush, and it actually is double-ended, so this side has a smaller concealer brush on it, which is very handy. So I'm just looking at this Napoleon pigment, and I'm kind of realizing it is a little bit darker than my crease shade, which is going to be a problem. See, the old me wouldn't have known that, but I know that's going to be an issue because then when we put that onto the eye, it's going to look really weird as a cut crease because the lid is going to be darker than the crease. So the balance of dark, like light and shade is going to be really off. So I'm actually going to have to cheat again. And I'm actually going to take this very dark brown very lightly, and I'm going to work that through the crease. Okay, so now for the fun part, we're going to go in with the pigments. By the looks of things, I used to literally just slap that on there without a care in the world. I honestly couldn't even tell you what I was doing. I'm pretty sure I used this dark Napoleon as my crease shade, which is horrifying to me to think about, but I'm definitely not doing that today. I have learned a lot, and I'm putting my skills into practice. I also have in front of me two fantastic inventions that if you have not got your hands on, I highly recommend. First one is liquid sugar. If you guys have not heard of this, I will link it down in the description for you. It is amazing. It helps as basically a glitter or pigment glue, and it turns pigments into beautiful, like almost like a liquid eyeliner. Same with glitters as well. It just is so much easier to use, and then when it dries, it stops it from slipping and sliding everywhere. And then Duraline is this fantastic invention from Inglot, and what you can do with this is pop this into anything that seems like dried out, and it will just like help it to be more liquefied. I sometimes put this into my brow pomades just to kind of stop them from drying out. This is also great to use with pigments as well, things like that. It just makes life so much easier. But today I'm going to use liquid sugar in the pigments just so that they're much easier to use, because if I was to literally get a loose pigment and shove that on my eye, it's just going to go absolutely everywhere, so it stops all that. I'm literally just going to pop a few drops. So this pigment now is going to be so much easier to work with. Alright, I will give it to them. This is so pretty. And it's probably like 14 years old. Honestly, this is probably such an old pigment. I don't even want to know. So now that I've got the Napoleon pigment down, I'm going to jump into the Pierre pigment. This one is literally like empty. I think after today it is Dunskies. I'm going to have to put it in the bin because I'm struggling to get some out right now. Now I'm just patting over where they meet in the middle so that it's not such a like harsh line. Okay, she is done. I'm literally going to say goodbye to her. See ya. But hey, this actually turned out pretty good. I'm very impressed considering the age of these products. It's insane. Okay, so another thing that I used to do was literally get a black eyeliner, and I used to just smudge it all around like a raccoon, like literally just like everywhere, just absolutely everywhere. So I'm actually going to do this properly and take some gel eyeliner, and I'm just going to pop that into my waterline and my tightline. So as you guys can probably tell, and I certainly have learnt now, that because of my hooded eyes and my eye shape, doing a tight waterline like this and leaving it there is actually making my eyes look a lot smaller. If I am to put on big lashes and a big wing, however, it's definitely going to make it more of a smoky, sexy eye, but leaving it like this and not adding a wing kind of makes my eyes look a little bit smaller. So what I'm going to do is do a wing. I certainly did not know how to do wing liner back in the day. I definitely do now, and I definitely know how to cheat my way to it as well. So I'm going to be using my Quick Flick for today. So I'm going to be cheating today and using my Quick Flick in the shade Intense Black, and this is actually in the size 12mm, which is called Grand, and this just makes my life so much easier, so much quicker. I can do wing liner in literally a second. See, now, even though I have my tight line done and it's making my eyes look smaller, at least they're more like elongated now with a wing, and it just makes everything way more flattering on my eye shape, which I'm so happy that I figured out. So after I had done my smudgy black eyeliner, I used to just put on some mascara and call it a day. As I got a bit older and I started going to school formals, Mac would start to apply lashes to me, which I then kept and I would reuse, probably way too many times than I should have, and very, very badly, I may add. But for today, I'm definitely going to do lashes because I have learned that that really opens my eyes so much. Again, lashes also help to really create symmetry on your face because they are literally symmetrical most of the time. Depending on what lashes you buy, they're pretty much symmetrical, so it really helps to just even out everything on the face, just like I was saying how our brows help to create symmetry. So I'm just going in with my House of Lashes Spellbound lashes. Another thing that I have learned from practicing makeup over the years is that when you wear a wing liner, it actually helps so much with putting lashes on, and this is because what you can actually do is you can hide your lash band so much easier. But I also like to take the end of the lash where the wing is, and I actually place it a little bit higher than my lash line just to create a more open looking eye and a bigger looking eye. So I found that if I have a wing liner on, I can just kind of follow that wing shape, and I can just a fraction let the lash sit a little bit higher than my natural lash line just to really open that up. Alright, lashes are on. Eyes are done. I used to conceal, but I used to only conceal like pimples or breakouts that I had. I never used to like highlight and contour at all. It was definitely evident I had like the roundest looking face when actually my face is not that round. Of course my face has changed over the years, but looking back at photos, I definitely was not doing myself any favors whatsoever. So now I'm just going to do my usual highlighting routine using my Born This Way concealer. Okay, so this is probably the most horrifying part. So when it came to setting my makeup back in the day, I certainly didn't go in with anything that might come to mind these days, like, I don't know, a setting powder or like a face powder. No. I'm pretty sure I threw it away. I definitely threw it away. I had a Napoleon bronzer. Get this. Way too dark, way too orange for my skin tone. That's not the worst of it. It was a shimmery bronzer. It was so shimmery and so orange. It was terrible. The only thing I can compare it to now is Gold Deposit from MAC. It was literally like this, and I set my face with it. If you look back at these photos, you can see my entire face is like shimmery. I'm like freaking Edward Cullen. I look disgusting. Like, what was I thinking? What? It's like fancy dress. It's terrible. My whole family used to tell me all the time, like, they used to call me an Oompa Loompa. They used to be like, Chelsea, why are you orange? Like, they'd call me a carrot. This is why I was orange. Like, imagine me setting my entire face with this. Like, honestly, what was I thinking? I don't even know. I have no explanation for it. I have no words. I obviously wanted to be like cool looking and tanned and all like glowy, bronzy summer vibes. That is totally not what I got. I just looked crazy. Like, can you imagine? Can you freaking imagine? Oh, no, not today. So that's what I used to set my face with. That's not what I'm going to be doing today. I'm actually going to be taking a setting powder. This is a loose translucent powder from Kat Von D. It's her Locket setting powder. And I'm going to take my Mecca Max brush and I'm just going to lightly dust this over the face, especially in the areas that we highlighted just to set the concealer. Another thing I certainly didn't do was contouring. So as you can see, without a contour, this section of my face is pretty flat looking. My cheekbones aren't really that defined. There's not much of a shadow going on, but I've learned a thing or two, and so now I'm going to go in and contour. I'm going to be using my IT Cosmetics Celebration foundation for this. It's a lovely cool tone. It's not too orange. It's perfect for contouring because it actually is a powder foundation. So not only does it blend really well into foundation, it's also a nice natural color rather than too orange or too grey. Okay, so now it is time for highlight. I definitely didn't highlight my face back in the day, but that is probably because I literally set my face with this. So why you gotta highlight your face when you're literally already glowing orange? Like, no. So to start out, I'm going to take my trusty Anastasia times Amrezy highlight. I absolutely love this. Oh, so pretty. Just like such a beautiful glow. For my inner corner, I want something a little more intense, just to be in keeping with how I used to do things. So I'm probably going to jump back into my Narsissist palette, and I think I'm going to take the shade Shooting Star, and I'm going to pick this up on my pencil brush from Sigma. This is their E30 brush. This is perfect for what we need. See, now that's how you do an intense inner corner highlight without looking like a crazy person. Now when it comes to lips, for whatever reason, I never wore lipstick. I don't know how I could have just gone, you know what, I'm done. Like, no, this looks so incomplete to me without having any lipstick on. It's just weird. The worst part is if I actually did decide to put on something on my lips, I literally used concealer. You know when the people make the jokes about concealer lips? I literally used concealer. It's not that I didn't know what my nude color was, or like I just put the foundation of it. Like, I literally used concealer. I remember I had this concealer stick. I think it was like from Clinique or something, and it was like a wind up. It was super old school. Again, I got it from my sister. You'd like wind it up and it was literally a really white concealer, and I was just like, fabulous. For lipstick today, I'm going to go in with Nikkia Joy's collaboration with MAC. This is their matte lipstick in the shade Nikkia Joy. Finally, to set everything, I'm going to go in with a couple of spritzes of my MAC Fix Plus. Never ever ever back in the day would I have thought that I would ever be able to achieve this makeup look right here. Obviously, I know that like puberty and a few years of aging and maturing and all that sort of thing, and maybe the fact that I got my lip done, that's actually probably why I never wore lipstick, because there was literally no point. My top lip was non-existent. It just goes to show as well that my makeup skills have certainly improved over the years, and you guys watching this, if you feel like you will never be able to achieve certain makeup looks that maybe some of the YouTubers that you watch can do, you can. Trust me, you can. If you just keep practicing, keep watching people do what they do, apply that method to yourself, and even not following a tutorial exactly how a YouTuber does it, but maybe trying to figure out your own way that works best for you, you will see such a big improvement in your skills, honestly. Just keep practicing and you will get there, I promise you. Like, going through these photos, I just can't. It's a lot. Okay guys, so that was my 10-year challenge. It was very interesting going down memory lane. I hope that you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up. I hope you guys have an awesome day, and I will see you in my next video, if not sooner. Bye! We stay together now until forever. Just us.